Good morning, everyone. It is Brenda here for Stamplicity, and it is Fun Friday. Actually, I think this is my first live Fun Friday. Michelle used to always do it on Friday mornings, but I have taken it over. But I think the first couple that I had to do were videotaped. So this is my first, I think, live one. So welcome. So today, sorry, I'm just getting my iPad worked out here so I can see comments. So thanks for joining me live, and thanks for joining me on the rewatch for those that are doing it on the rewatch. All right. So I'm able to see comments. All is good. All right. So today we're going to explore Fawn and their new coloring stencils. So did you know they had coloring stencils? A few releases back, they introduced a brand new product, which was coloring stencils to go with their stamp sets. And I thought it was a very cool idea because everyone kind of loves Fawn, right? They're cute. You know, how can you not love Fawn? They're cute. But the number one reason why people may not buy them is because you had to color the imagery, all right? And because their imagery can be a little bit smaller, you know, it's not everyone loves to color, right? So it made it very difficult, you know, to use Fawn, especially if you don't like coloring. So what they've done now is they've come out with coloring stencils, and I really wanted to show you how these are used, all right? So all their new releases have been coming out with the coloring stencils. They are a separate purchase for these ones because some people do like coloring, and, you know, that's okay. But for those that love Fawn but don't like the coloring, this is going to be all for you, all right? So that is what I'm going to show today. Maybe I won't be able to see comments. You know, it's a hit or miss with sometimes. There we go. I can see you. So I wanted to show you how quick and simple it is to use the coloring stencils on this one. So I'm going to be using this one, which is from their February release, and this is called Heart Tree. And I love this one. It's super, super cute. And I like the sizing of this one. So I have the stamp and the die that goes with it, and then the coloring stencils. Now let's talk about how you can purchase these if you are interested, because we've kind of changed things up all the time here with the new online store. So when we get a set in from Fawn, there are two ways that you can purchase it, all right? You can buy the stamp and the die bundle, all right? So when we do this, we take the price of both of these and then take 10% off of it, all right? Because you're getting the two. If you buy all three, which you can do, there's also a bundle that's got all three components in it, then we take 15% off of that, all right? So just so you know. So Fawn is, if you have any old releases from Fawn, they eventually will have the coloring stencils. They re-release some of those with every release. They are slowly, you know, trying to build up their inventory of the coloring stencils for past stamp sets. But I think it's a really cool idea, and I've never used them yet. This is my first time using them, so you're going to see me doing it this morning. So we're going to do a little card quickly with this little love tree or heart tree. So let's get started. All right, so first of all, we're going to need to stamp this. All right, so let's go. We're going for right from the beginning, stamping, coloring, die cutting, and then putting it all together. So let me grab my little, oh, you know what? I don't even think I brought white cardstock. Do I have some here? Oh, goodness. Okay, what did I do with the white cardstock? You know, the number one component that I need for this card, and I don't have, oh, do I have a piece here? I do. Okay. Phew. All right. Buried in my desk. Yeah, on my table here. All right. So I am just going to, this is an A2 panel, just white cardstock. I'm just going to place my stamp in the center there, just to give me enough room. I don't need this paper as big as it is, but it is. And now I don't have my conditioning eraser here, so we are just going to go for it. The magnets are stuck together. Everything that could go wrong is going wrong, everyone, today. There we go. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to use Memento ink because that is what I have here. Memento ink is usually one I would use if I'm coloring with alcohol markers, but this will dry quickly and we will be able to blend over top of it, no problem. So I'm just going to ink this up, and let's go ahead and stamp this. And I'm going to go over it one more. It's stamped really, really well, but I just like to deepen up that black a little bit. So I'm just going to go over it one more time. The beauty of having the stamping platform. All right, so there, oh, I forgot the little birdies and such. So we got to do them too. All right, so my tree is there. There's cute little birds on here too. And of course, the coloring stencil does have that as well. So let's make sure we get those little birdies in there too. So I'll just put these around. There are 3. I like this little set. I think it's a cute little treat. Now, for those that are going to be popping into the store in the next couple weeks, this will be at our demo bar. All right. So you'll be able to try the coloring stencils with this little tree stamp. All right. So let's get our little birdie stamped. So good morning, everyone. All right, these birdies are so cute. And I'm gonna go over one more time just to deepen them up a little bit. All right, so now we have everything stamped. I will clean those up after. And let's see how the stencils work now, okay? What I love about them is that they give you, like for the leaves, there are 3 stencils to do the leaves. So you can do different colors, which is really awesome. So I'm going to start with, are these even, yes, they are numbered. All right, so let's talk about the stencils themselves. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. There's 3 stencils in this coloring stencil for this one. It will have the name of the stamp set on the top. So it says Heart Tree, and then it says 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and 3 of 3. All right. So you'll know how many stencils are in the coloring stencils because they have that 1 of 3. So in case you lose one, all right, you'll know that you have lost one. And then I would do that in order as well. Okay. So, and I don't know if you can also see it on there, but there is a light engraving on there. So we can see that the tree trunk is cut out because that's going to be the first thing we're going to color. But there's a light engraving on there that mimics the leaf pattern so that you're going to be able to line that up. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to line the tree trunk up. You can see that on there nicely. But there, that's what you're going to do. All right. So that's going to cover all that. So I'm going to leave that on there. I'm going to grab my magnets, because I'm working on my glass board that is magnetic, so I can just use the magnets to hold that down. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and ink this now. So I'm going to use Distress inks for this, and you want to use any type of blendable ink. Now I'm going to be using these lovely waffle flower blending brushes. All right, so these are kind of newer. I've used them before. As you can see, I've used a few colors. What I like about these ones, of course, is the colored handles. All right, so that's really important to me, especially when I'm crafting. I like to have a colored handle because then I know it's from that color family. All right, so there's no, thinking about it. And I like these ones because they're smaller. When you're doing smaller stencil work here, I always do recommend having a smaller brush. All right. So I got the brown one here. I'm going to pick up, I'm using Gathered Twigs. All right. You can use any brown. All right. Now, when I usually do a brush and I pick up ink, I will use the lid, to kind of, smoosh my ink around so that we get a nice blend on the brush, and then take off any excess as well. And then the ink that's sitting here, if I have to do watercoloring, I just pick it up from the ink rather than, having to smoosh my pad onto a surface and pick it up with a water brush. All right, because I have ink sitting there. That's just the way I do it. So just a little tip there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now. When you do the stenciling, I always start off like on the stencil, and then work my way with just light pressure and filling in the void or the little stencil or opened up areas. All right. So, and I go clockwise and counterclockwise. All right. And we're just going to blend back and forth, round and round until all our little components are colored. Oh my God, this is like easy coloring. Thank you, Lawn Fawn, for doing this. This is kind of amazing. A little bit easier than, you know, doing all the shading and, you know, Copic markers and such. But I know a lot of you love your Copic markers and coloring. Nothing wrong with that. So I'm just going over and just kind of building up my brown here. All right. So I think I'm happy with that. Now you could actually go in. Well, you know what? I have the Distress inks here, so I'm going to grab them. I'm going to go in with a darker brown. I have walnut stain here. So what I can do is do a little bit of shading with my ink now. So I'm going to pick up a little bit there, dab off. So let's go a little bit darker kind of with the roots down here. Okay. And then maybe at the ends of the brushes here, or the branches. Okay, so tree trunk is done. Let's take a look at that. And let's see how, oh, look at my lovely coloring. Oh, I did it. Look how lovely that is. All right, now I'm going to wash these in a little bit. These are water-based inks, so I'm just gonna run them out of under the tap. All the ink will come off and let them dry, okay? So that's number one. Okay, let's go to number two. Now on number two stencil here, there are two leaf stencils here. So we're going to start with the first one and we're going to line that up. Again, use the imagery that's on there, that's etched in there. Okay, so that's lined up there. I'm going to use my magnet there and we're going to start with one color of green here. Let's go with Twisted Citron. So I'm going to get my green blending brush, pick up that ink, and now let's go ahead and blend this through. Quick and simple. All right, so that one is done. Take that off and we have lovely colored leaves on there. All right, so let's now, we're going to move to the second part on the stencil. So I'm just going to move that up and then line it up. All right, so there's that. Stick my magnet down. And now I'm going to change colors. I'm going to go in with a darker green. I have Mowed Lawn here. Now I'm going to use the same brush, same color family. And because I used the lighter first, it's okay. And then what I would do, I never really clean my brushes. I know someone was asking me about that on Wednesday night. I don't really clean my brushes. I stick with the same color family here. Now, because this is a darker green, I may then just rub it off on a cloth. All right. So just, a dry cloth, and get that excess ink off of it. And then I'm good to go. All right. But okay. So let's go ahead and do our Mowed Lawn through the stencil. And again, round and round, counterclockwise, clockwise. Okay, I just got to say, this is brilliant. I am so happy that Lawn Fawn has done this. I might do more with Lawn Fawn now. I tend to not do too much with Lawn Fawn only because it is a time commitment for my lives and all that, right? Because there's a lot of coloring and all that, but this is going to make life so much easier for me. So you're going to see more Lawn Fawn, I think. So, Nicole's happy about that. I know a lot of you miss Lawn Fawn. We used to do a Lawn Fawn. What was it called, Nicole? Lawn Fawn Friday? Yeah, or wasn't it the monthly club you did on a Sunday? Yeah, we did that too. Yeah, we did a monthly club too on a Sunday, but and then we did a Lawn Fawn Friday. I do remember that. Right, yeah. It was once a month and it was alive. You bought kits and all that, but that was a lot of work. That was when we were little. Yeah, right. We don't have time to do those kind of kits no more, but it was fun. But maybe we need to revisit something with Lawn Fawn because I really do like Lawn Fawn. It was just the coloring components of it, right? So, all right. So I'm going to do the last little leaves. I'm going to move to stencil number 3 now. And it's just got a few of the leaves there. And I'm going to move to yellow for this one here. All right. So, so I'm using mustard seed for this one. Now, if this is too yellow, which I think it's going to be, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my green brush and just go over top of it. And then we'll just create another, because I think that's just going to be too much yellow there. So I'm going to take my green brush and whatever ink is left on there, I'm just going to go over top and kind of blend a new color with a little bit of green. All right, so I'm happy with that. All right, let's take a look at my beautifully colored tree. Look how quick and simple that was, guys. I love stencils. I love that. That is awesome. Okay, now we're going to do our little birdies. Now the bird is on the birds are on stencil number 3. You can see the 3 little body styles there, and then they also have the little beaks, which I love. All right, so we're going to do one at a time here. I mean, this is so simple to do. You're all going to look at Lawn Fawn a different way now. I'm just saying. I know I am. All right. I'm going to do Salty Ocean here. I thought that was a nice color for bluebirds. It's like spring out there today. It's so nice. And tomorrow I think it's supposed to be a high of 17, I think, which is awesome. Okay, so there is one. I don't even think I need the magnets on these guys. Line that up. And there is 2. And then this little guy here will be number 3. All right, so there's our little birdies. And now we're going to do the beaks on these guys, all right? So I'm going to switch my brush, get the orange. And, the beak, not the body. All right. Like, they've done everything. Like, honestly, well done, well done. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Our coloring is done. I don't know about you, but that was so much easier to do than with my alcohol ink markers. Although I do love my alcohol ink markers, but I have perfect coloring on there. I love it, love it, love it. All right, look at that. So sweet. Oh, awesome. Okay, so let me just kind of put things away and let's build a card with this, guys. Move my stencils there. Okay, so I'm going to now die cut this out using the coordinating die cut. All right, so I had a meeting with Lawn Fawn this week, and going forward, I think it's going to be June. So now when you get a Lawn Fawn die, all the little bits are connected with the little nibs. You know what I'm talking about? And you have to snip them apart. Starting June, their dies will now all be separate. You won't have to do any snipping, which is really, really good news. Looking forward to that. So, all right. So I am just going to die cut my tree out here. All right. And then we'll cut the little birdies out. Oops, that moved on me. You know what? I am going to tape this down. Do I have low tack tape here? I do not. I have Post-it notes, so that will work. Normally I craft at home, but today I decided to do it at the store. So I'm at my table here, which is not well equipped. All right, so let's do the Post-it note just to hold it down. All right, there is our lovely tree. Look at how beautiful. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, there it is. Look how sweet that is. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to cut out the birds. This one definitely I want to tape down. I might have to go get some tape because the Post-it notes is small.
I wrote on it, ordered. Right. The whole thing. Right.
All right. These guys are small, so bear with me as I try to line them up. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so they've got to be perfect. Okay. All right, one little birdie, 2 and 3. All right, so we got our little birds. And then we're going to make this into a card now. So there's that. I'm going to be working with the brand new petite paper pack. All right, this is called Bitsy Blooms. All right, so this was from the February release. A really spring-like patterns in there in the nice pastels, greens, blues, teals, pinks. Lovely color, great for card making because the patterns are really small. We also have it in 12 by 12 as well. So I'm going to use one of the backdrop dies from Fawn. I'm not sure what the name of this one is. I just pulled it from my stash, and of course it wasn't labeled or anything, but this is the one I'm going to use to create a fun little scenery. All right, so I chose the green plaid from this, so I'm going to go ahead and die cut this. I love Fawn paper. They're just so playful, and it all works together, which is awesome. We lost a screw out of the my die cut machine. That's why the handle came off. Still works, but okay. So I love these backdrop dies from Fawn because they always have the little details on there, the little stitching detail. All right, so here is the backdrop, and they also have the little slit there, so if you wanted to kind of tuck things in, little flowers and such, you could definitely do that. All right, so I have my A2 card base here. This cuts it as an A2 frame, but I want to have something in the background, so I'm going to use this lovely pattern paper that came from the same paper pad. So I'm going to just trim that down, or not. I don't have my paper trimmer here, so... Oh, I don't even have... Oh, goodness. I thought I grabbed... Okay, guys, 1 second. I just gotta go grab my adhesive. I left it on the cart out there. All right. All right, didn't think that glue was working. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of, oh, of course it runs out. Can you believe that? All right. We'll just have to do a little mock-up and I will attach this. All right, so I just wanted that little floral pattern behind the window here, so I'm just going to do kind of a rough cut here. I would take my time a little bit better, but because, you know, I don't have all the equipment here, silly me. All right, so there is my card base. That's all going to go on my card front there. I will glue this down much better. All right, so there is that. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, the Stitched Hillside Backdrop. All right, and it does come in, this is the portrait version. It also comes in landscape as well. All right, so I will glue that down much better. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my little tree here, and we're going to pop that up on there. So I'm going to grab some foam adhesives. All right, so let's stick that tree kind of in the center. All right, super cute. All right, and then let's do our little birdies. We're going to pop them up as well. And we'll just kind of put them amongst the tree here. This one here I'm going to stick in the tree. Because why not? It's super cute. And then this one here. All right, so there is that. And then I have a little sentiment here, at least I think it is, yes, that says, you make my heart sing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that on the bottom, and then that will complete my card. All right, so quick and simple. Cute little card from Lawn Fawn using those coloring stencils. Super, super fun. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I waited this long to try them. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, stick that down. All right. And then I think what I'll do is I'll die cut a heart there in a pink, and I'll place that on the center of the tree. But there we are. Quick and simple coloring with the Lawn Fawn coloring stencils. So take a look, guys, at the Lawn Fawn. If you are not a colorist, but you own inks, you may want to now consider, looking at Lawn Fawn again with the coloring stencils, because it makes it so quick and simple. All right. So that is the heart tree from Lawn Fawn using the new coloring stencils for Fun Friday. All right, everyone, that's it for me. Have yourself a wonderful day. Have an incredible weekend. Enjoy the nice weather if you are local here. It's going to be gorgeous. Until next time, everyone, have yourself a great one. Bye.